What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Please excuse my voice, I've got a little bit of a cold, but I really wanted to do this video today because it's an important topic that's close to home and I feel I need to talk about it. Today's topic is about bullying and what we don't, well, we've all been involved in some type of bullying, whether we've caused it or, being the victim. And even like small name calling or dominating people or those kind of things that can offend people. That's all types of bullying. And unfortunately, what we often tend to forget is that the smallest thing that can be said to someone can really affect them in their life. Whether it's a name call or physically hitting someone, even if it's a friendly tap, it can affect someone physically and mentally. And I read a very, very sad article today with regards to a little 11-year-old girl. Firstly, she's a cancer survivor. She had cancer at a very young age, and due to all the operations and procedures that she went through in trying to solve the cancer problem, her face slightly lifted, and it was like it's a constant thing that she had to be stuck with for the rest of her life. But sadly at school she was bullied and constantly made fun of, and it got to a stage where she committed suicide. 11-year-old girl, young, future ahead of her, a hero because she survived such a terrible disease, committed suicide because people were treating her so badly. That's heartbreaking, guys, because for a person to go to that extent, firstly going through what she's been through and then go through such torture of bullying, to want to take her life is extremely sad. And procedures and actions need to be in place to prevent bullying throughout the world. Even name calling can really hurt someone, and we need to remember that. All of us need to remember that the smallest thing can really offend someone. And it's heartbreaking to know that an 11-year-old girl who doesn't know much about life or all that stuff, was still growing, was in such a bad place that she couldn't handle the bullying and the trauma of all the people calling her names and stuff, that she felt she had to take her life. It's really sad. And you know what the scary thing is? There's so many more people out there who are feeling the exact same problem because of bullying, and it needs to be stopped. We need to stand together against bullying. We need to protect one another. We need to stand behind our friends. Schools, parents, anyone needs to teach the youngsters and our future generations to respect one another, treat everyone equally, and not let something like this get to so bad where a person feels they don't want to live anymore. Obviously, with being a dwarf, I've had my fair share of name calling, but I've learned to adapt and to accept it, and not everyone understands and all that stuff. But there's not many people who can do that. There's not many people who can accept a name call or can accept a hit or go through trauma like that. And it needs to be stopped, and people need to be taught. I think it even should be a subject or a big part of a schooling career, where you're teaching people not to bully, where you're explaining the outcomes of it and how it can affect someone's life and how it can lead to someone taking their own life. Because if you scare someone at that young age to know that it's wrong, they can take that in their future life. And if we cement this and teach it at a young age, it will only benefit us for the future. Because if you're a bully and you do all these wrong things and you're not stopped or disciplined for it, you're going to continue it. And that's going to lead to crime. And that's going to increase the crime rate. And that's going to, people could lose more lives because they're going to either turn into murderers or thieves or rapists and all those terrible things. It needs to be stopped, and we need to, think of our children and all the youngsters and teach them the right way. Now, I commend, when I go to a shopping centre, sometimes I'm uncomfortable because of people staring and looking. And I commend the parents that will say to their kids, don't make fun of him, that's not nice and all that stuff, because you can hurt their feelings, and he wasn't asked to be that way, or He didn't. He was born short. That's the way God made him, and all that. And I appreciate parents telling kids that, because it's important. It makes me also realize, all right, they're teaching the youngsters not to bully and not to make fun of people. Obviously, not everyone understands, but that's why it's important for us to teach the youngsters at such a young age, so we can make life better. You know, and again, I'm going to point back to leadership. The leaders in the world need to also start setting an example, because if you're constantly fighting or trying to nail one another to be the top of the world, it's what example are you setting? You know, again, US presidential debate. Clinton and Trump are constantly trying to destroy each other. Now, what example is that setting for a youngster? Must I now fight you so that I can be ahead and take control of whatever it is that I'm fighting for? I must make you feel so terribly bad that you're going to back down, or people are going to vote for me because I've shown all your weaknesses, or all that kind of stuff. It affects people, and people are starting to pick it up. And with technology and social media growing, our younger generation are more liable to see these things. And that's why it's important for these guys, these top authorities, to set an example, because they are the ones who are leading us into a better place. But if you're doing all the wrong things, how's that leading us? We need to take a stand. We need to unite together as one to become great. You know, I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but his slogan, "Make America Great." We need to make the world great. We need to make people great. We need to stop bullying. We need to, create more campaigns to unite people together to stop this cause. Because how many millions out there, young generations, are being bullied today, are affected by this? And how much more suicides can we allow happen? It's terrible. It's sad. A young person of 11 has their whole life ahead of them, and to think that it got so bad that they wanted to take their own life is devastating. It's really bad, and we need to stand together as one and move forward in a positive way. Negativity has to stop. Yes, it's impossible. You may say, how can we stop negativity? Right, we'll never get positive world, but we can try. We can make a difference. We can make an effort. And it starts by the leaders of our world. They need to also stand. The teachers in the world, the lecturers, the bosses, all those people set the example, and it's important for us to learn the right way. And I really think it's an important thing to be put in the subject, or like a life orientation where you have a topic on bullying and people do projects on it and all that, because you need to raise awareness, because you don't know how many lives you're affecting by calling people by names and all that stuff. There's situations where people are getting beaten up. There's another article that a colleague read to me today, that a stepfather beat up a 3-year-old girl and she didn't survive. That's terrible. That is bullying again. That is just wrong. How can you do that to an innocent child? Actions need to be put in place, and things need to start happening to make this world a better place, because it's our children and our children's children that are going to be affected by all of this, and we need to stand together as one and heal this world. And as I said, Michael Jackson's song, "Heal the World, make it a better place for you and for me," and we need to do it. We need to make a stand. We've had great leaders, and there are many great leaders out there setting a positive example. The late Nelson Mandela, phenomenal example, and there are many others, and those people need to take a stand. Ellen DeGeneres is another good one. She's totally against bullying, and she often shares her opinion of it, because she's obviously gone through a lot of trauma in her life. But it's important for these high authorities to take a stand and spread the word against bullying, because we could be saving a lot more lives out there and that's important. And not just high authorities, us. We can all stand together and make the world a better place. We can all talk and create campaigns and all that stuff, because we don't ask for a disability. It's not, things happen, and we can't change it. It's important for people to respect that and to share knowledge so everyone can understand situations that people are put in. Again, that's my opinion, but I'm sure a lot of people will agree. Feel free to share your opinions on this topic and all that stuff. Comment down below. But it's an important topic, and I really felt I needed to talk about it, because it's sad that someone of such a young age felt that she had to lose her life because of bullying. It needs to stop, and it needs to stop now, because how many more people are suffering out there, and how many more people are going to lose their lives because of what you might have said or what you might have done. We need to make the world a better place. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. With the new features of YouTube, I'm going to put that subscribe thingy-mabob right up there, and please subscribe if you haven't. Please also excuse the wind. Unfortunately, I am in the windy city of Port Elizabeth. Stay safe, guys, and remember, never give up, and remember to always be positive, because the more positivity around and the more positive you are, the better you're going to make other people's lives, and change is happening, and we need it to happen faster. Cheers, guys. Keep well.